Shemai everyone, it's JonnyVR here, back with another Doctor Who Flux review. Today I'm going to be reviewing Village of the Angels, which just finished airing, and we have a lot to talk about from this episode, oh my gosh. So as always, the first part of the review will be spoiler free, and then I'll move into spoiler territory later. So if you haven't seen it yet, go watch the episode, come back and see the discussion about what goes on in the episode, or pop to the end of the episode where I give my overall review and score. Also, if you're new to the channel, please click like and subscribe for more Doctor Who videos. Starting as soon as this Tuesday, which is Doctor Who Day, I'll be doing a live stream on this channel with a friend, and we're going to be discussing all things Doctor Who Flux, Doctor Who announcements made that day, and we'll be having a Doctor Who Kahoot quiz. So if you're watching, if you're free, it'll be on Tuesday evening. So click like and subscribe, hit the notification bell to be notified when we go live. So first part of the review, spoiler free. Village of the Angels is a thrill ride. Oh my gosh, it was very, very action-packed, very tense all the way through. Overall, great episode. I think it raises the bar for this series. It does connect with a lot of the other storylines that we've had, but it's more like War of the Sontarans in the way that it sort of is in the whole story. But that's great. What a story! Like the Angel episode, as an Angel episode, really great. I definitely think it's the best so far. If you were thinking in the last episode was a bit slow paced, bit different, it's back to Doctor Who business as usual this week. It's great. They do some really good things with the angels in this episode. They are very, very threatening, and they have a lot of new kind of visuals. The direction is great. They play around with a few well-known concepts, and they introduce some new ones. Some parts of it, though, like the angels blinking stuff, I do think is a bit odd. Like, they should have... The thing is, because they want to make sure that the viewers know what a weeping angel is and what a weeping angel does, they do allow them a little bit of leeway when I think common sense for anybody who at least knows how they work in the show, like the characters, should be able to be a bit smarter, I think. But overall, the Weeping Angels are great in this episode, and throughout the episode, there's loads of different scenarios that I'll go into later on, where they really shine in this episode as a monster. Yeah, fantastic. The thing is, though, the sad thing is that when it comes to these episodes that are Chris Chibnall and Maxine Alderton, or Chris Chibnall and somebody else, it's really hard to give credit where it's due, because you don't know how much of the episode is by whom. I think in this case, most of it, the angel story, probably is Maxine Alderton, as she's had a lot of experience in the previous series with The Haunting of Villa Diodati, with these sort of more creepier episodes, which is really great. And then the overall sort of story, the various storylines that connect to the overall Flux, probably that's where Chris Chibnall gets the writing credit. But overall, I really enjoyed this episode. It was a thrill ride. I think I really liked the eeriness of it. I think the setting of the episode was great, and there was a few, like the main setting. There was a few main settings throughout the episode. I think it's really great, the idea of the village. I think it's really cool. Some good characters as well that get reintroduced and also introduced for the first time, each playing their parts really well. I think, yeah, definitely this is the one to beat so far. And oh my gosh, the cliffhanger is... wow. Like, probably... besides the first cliffhanger, I think this is up there with one of the better cliffhangers we've had so far. Like, not only like for the future of this series, but also from the last series. Like there were hints about it in the last episode, but this episode really does start to raise the bar in terms of the overall story, not even in Flux, but like that started way back when. So yeah, definitely you've like must tune in next week to find out what happens. Really makes me want to find out what happens next. Curious to find out what happens next. Yeah, great. I think for the first time actually since the first episode, there it sort of is a self-contained story with regards to the characters like the Doctor, Yaz, and Dan. There is some storyline trickery going on which gives them their own chance to shine. But I think in this scenario, I think it definitely favors Jodie Whittaker's Doctor. I think she gets the spotlight for this episode with regards to all the main characters. Yaz and Dan, yeah, they have a fairly standard, I think, going throughout the episode. But overall, like it's a really good episode. I will fondly remember this episode as a strong Weeping Angel episode. If it was standalone, like it would be really great. But like it does like tie into the rest of the storyline. So, but overall, the Angel story was really great, and I'll remember. Oh, that was a good Weeping Angel episode. Yeah, I think there's not much I can say now without going into spoilers. So this is just spoiler warning now. So wow, Village of the Angels. I really like, first of all, how they handle the Weeping Angels in this episode. They really show their brute strength, you know, in various ways, like by banging on the doors, like even smashing the door off its hinges as it comes down the stairs. Yeah, I love how they show that, and that whole scenes with the banging, the bell ringing, like even in the back, you know, where they smash open the back door to enter the house, like really cool. I like how they show their brute strength. They do amazing visuals in this episode. I love the quantum extraction thing, how the village, like at the end of the village, is just all the time and space, and how like they do so many cool things, like situations where the angels shine, like in the tunnels where it's difficult because there's angels either side, you got to keep looking at them. That was great. The dust that comes from them banging, you know, trying to get dust in their eyes so they blink or close their eyes or sneeze, you know, really good. The room where the Doctor's trying to mind meld with Claire while the Professor is like trying to keep his eye on the screen, you know, and he's kind of got a lot to do in that scene. The scene where the angel comes out of the TV, like really cool visuals going on here. Really pushes what the angels can do. And I think they really do shine in this episode. And the thing is, there's so many of them. Like, yes, there was loads of angels in previous episodes, but like it seems like the perfect balance. Loads of angels, small village, like ideal, like and there's so many plot lines that continue. Like, first of all, Belle's story does continue. We see a lot more of her and on a planet where all the survivors go to be picked up by the Ravagers. That's a very small storyline that comes only like in a small part of it. Vinda shows up even in a post-credit scene, which is really interesting. Like in the middle of the credits, the sound is different, cool, but like it takes a back seat. The real stars of this episode are the angels, but then why they're there, like visually it was great. Like the way that there was a rogue weeping angel in Claire, who we reintroduced to, who does a really good job playing an angel, and the way that she gets angel wings in the mirror, like some really good visuals. But mainly when they're connected mentally and they have, first of all, they have like a sandy beach, and then they have like a rock beach with more of a path going forward. It makes for some like really stunning shots. But then that whole section where the angel reveals that all of the angels are after it, and they're all from the division, and just shows just how big the division is, and like how that's going to feature in like upcoming episodes. is going to be really, really interesting, you know. Like, if they really are that big that they got Weeping Angels working for them, that's crazy. And this rogue Weeping Angel knew everything about the division, including all the Doctor's memories. Made for a really interesting, like, finally we can get some answers, like, pretty soon. And then, like, in the end, when the Weeping Angel, like, trades her in, like, for her freedom, the angel gets to be free, and the Doctor gets taken by the Weeping Angels, being recalled by the division. So it's gonna be a wild ride. Now, this is the thing. The cliffhanger was great. The way that Jodie Whittaker's Doctor, like, grows angel wings and then becomes a Weeping Angel, like, it was so good. What a cliffhanger that was. I have a sneaky feeling that we're not going to find out what happens until the finale, because I think that the next episode will feature the companions mainly. I mean, it's possible that we'll get the storyline continued, but I don't know. That was a pretty big cliffhanger. I hope we find out, because it's a long wait to, for the next episode, and there'll be an even longer wait for the next one. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But overall, I think Jodie Whittaker has a really good outing here in this episode, as she deals with the Weeping Angels. That's the thing. I think the Weeping Angels are dealt with very effectively in this episode, like, visually, in the sound, as they try and, like, take down the house. They really are a threat. Like, I would hate to be in that situation where your house is being attacked by, like, literally, like, tens of hundreds of Weeping Angels, like, maybe not tens of hundreds, but, like, a good, like, 100 or so Weeping Angels. But then the thing is, I feel like the companions in particular should be smarter than that. Like, first of all, when they get zapped back to 1901, none of them thinks, I blink first, then you blink. I blink, you blink. Like, even Amy in one of the previous episodes, she got by, like, blinking one eye at a time for a while. There's two of them there. There's nothing stopping one of them from saying, hey, right, you blink, I blink, you blink. That, I feel like they should be smart enough to figure that out. They know how the Weeping Angels work. They know not to take their eyes off it. And it's makes even more sense when, like, they have to look at each other. Like, when Yaz looks at Peggy, the little girl, and Dan is looking at the Weeping Angel, like, if they can work that out, like, they should be able to work out blinking. And even when Peggy's uncle and whatnot come back to 1901, and John Bishop is like, don't go in front of the angel so we can't see it. Move then, like, work together. I blink, you blink, and slowly walk around so you don't get blocked off by the only people moving in front of the angel. That's my nitpick for the episode, is that come on, they should be able to be smarter than that. Take turns blinking. Nobody needs to all watch at the same time. I feel like that's more effective. Besides that, though, the episode is really good. I don't think I can fault it. Besides that, but yeah, I think it would be interesting to see how Claire's story continues, because after the Weeping Angel sort of turns the Doctor in, where does Claire go from here? How does she get back to present day Liverpool? And where was Williamson in this episode? I thought he was going to turn up in the tunnels or something. Was a little vague how the angels arrived in the first place. Like, the thing was made of stone and the Weeping Angels came through it, or maybe that's some sort of weird division trickery. It was a little vague. Maybe I couldn't hear it because of the sound or the music, but maybe in a rewatch it'll become clear. I don't know, let me know what you think of that. But overall, I think the atmosphere is really great in the episode. And I think since it's the same writer who did Villa Diodati, I think that she really does a good job of putting these creepy, eerie horror situations for Doctor Who, which I really appreciate. So I think credit to her for that one. Overall, I think it was a great episode. Was there anything else that I needed to talk about in this episode? Oh yeah, about, like, the way, even how the angels' voices change, coming from the TV, coming from him, the other angels, how it was Professor Jericho's voice. Like, really cool. Like I couldn't get over that. Even the visuals, you know, where you think they're going to come through the TV, they do come in the end, but then the Doctor rips up the image that was drawn, throws it in the fire. That comes back together by some Weeping Angel trickery, and then like when she tries to, like, the angel like comes out of the paper, that looks great, and when she like crumples up the paper, visually looks great, and then she sets it on fire and the Weeping Angel comes back on fire. Like that was so cool, like visually. Yeah, I think they did some really cool stuff in this episode with the angels, and the cliffhanger was great. I'm interested to see how next week's episode comes out, because I did see the next time, and if it was like, if it looked like it was Kate from Unit in the next time. I think it was, anyway. It looked like her. If it was, then I'll have to rewatch just to make sure. But then why would they reveal that in the next time trailer? I feel like it would have been such a surprise if she just showed up in the next episode. Like they did that with the Fugitive Doctor in the previous episode. Like do it with her again, you know. They didn't show the Fugitive Doctor in the next time. Yeah, but anyway, that's a problem, or that's a next week's episode. Stay tuned for that. Overall, I think the story was great. I had that one nitpick with the Weeping Angels and how they dealt with, like, mainly the companions, how they deal with them. But overall, I think it was a great story in itself as a Weeping Angel episode, with lots of great scenarios in which to put the characters to face off against the Weeping Angels. And it connects quite well with the overall story. It connects to the main story in multiple levels. And I think, I will remember this one as a really good episode in Doctor Who Flux, and one of the good ones in Jodie Whittaker's era as well. I'm very happy with it. What will I score this episode? I think I'm going to give it an 8. I was tempted to give it a 9, but just because the characters, the way they deal with the Weeping Angels, I think it has to be an 8. It's definitely a thrill ride, though. Definitely worth watching. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Let's have a discussion. I'd love to hear what you think. Stay tuned for more Doctor Who videos. Stay tuned, click like and subscribe for our Doctor Who Day live stream on Doctor Who Day in the evening on the 23rd of November. We'd love to see you there. I'd love you to take part in our quiz. Stay tuned, check out our gaming channel for Doctor Who Let's Plays as well, and stay tuned for next week's episode after that cliffhanger. So thanks very much for watching. Stay tuned, and I'll see you next time. Bye!